The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
Some Sadducees, who say there is no resurrection, came to Jesus and put this question to him, saying, Teacher, Moses wrote for us, if someone's brother dies, leaving a wife but no child, his brother must take the wife and raise up descendants for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first married a woman and died, leaving no descendants. So the second brother married her and died, leaving no descendants. And the third likewise. And the 7 left no descendants. Last of all, the woman died. At the resurrection, when they arise, whose wife will she be? For all 7 had been married to her. And Jesus said to them, Are you not misled because you do not know the Scriptures or the power of God? When they rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but they are like the angels in heaven. As for the dead being raised, have you not read in the book of Moses, in the passage about the bush, how God told him, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. You are greatly misled. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I'm finding quite a bit of interest in the book of Tobit that I never really had before. It's just one of those little minor books in the Old Testament that nobody pays too much attention to. But in careful reading, it's obvious that something is going on there on several levels, one of which is it gives us a wonderful glimpse into the origin of the Jewish communities in the diaspora, because the diaspora started around 700 years before Christ when the Assyrians invaded Galilee. This is 100 years or so before the Babylonians invaded the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was destroyed by the Assyrians, and people scattered to various parts of the Assyrian Empire, like Nineveh, like Media. And these Jewish communities were kind of thriving there and maintaining their faith in their heritage and faith in their God. But things were kind of rough. Nobody culturally was supporting them. And in both instances, we have faithful people to God encountering serious adversity and praying for death. Tobit in Nineveh and Sarah, young Sarah with her many husbands, praying for death. Both of them praying for death. And out of that prayer for death, which is basically a sign of total hopelessness, out of that prayer coming from total hopelessness arises a surprise. And that surprise, of course, is manifested in the person of Raphael, and who leads the son Tobiah on that marvelous journey and basically pulls together the workings of God within what is humanly a hopeless situation. So I think for us these days, maybe looking at the hopelessness of so much that seems to be around us, that the prayer out of hopelessness brings about a very special, perhaps very surprising result. And so I think we need to try to get that little bit of faith that within hopelessness the prayer arising out of it is going to produce surprising works of God. Not necessarily the ones we expect or plan or try to implement, but God's going to work. And so we need to sort of pay attention. Where is God working? And to answer our prayers, and how can we then follow and become cooperators in God's grace.